Boom, I'm in the room. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a Saturday afternoon chat from me.
Boom, I'm in the room.
Oh, now look what I've done. Boom. Oh dear. Why do I always get something wrong? Why is it I'm never totally 100% prepared? I suppose it's because I'm never prepared. Well, what I thought I'd do this afternoon is I would tell you a little bit about stuff I get up to. Now, this morning I got up sort of ish early because I went off to an Armed Forces and Veterans Breakfast Club right here in Gosport at the Royal Naval Association Club up on, I think it's Forton Road or the A32 anyway. And I had a nice breakfast and a nice chat with some veterans. They get a few matlows in there. Quite a few matlows. So what I thought I'd do is I'll just show you what it looks like. The Armed Forces. Now, the Armed Forces and breakfast clubs. Hang on, I need to change some scenes because I'm not. Yeah, because I haven't done it right. That's it, right. So the Armed Forces and Veterans Breakfast Clubs are all over the UK. In fact, they've got them set up all over the world, actually. But there are a lot that are clustered, or there's a few around here, this area in the south. There's the one I went to today at the RNA Club. They have one next week at the Sovereigns, just off of Portsmouth International Port. Sovereigns is a big hungry horse, and I think there's a hotel attached to it as well. So they have one in there. I might pop along to that on my way to the regimental rugby next Saturday. So we've got regimental rugby next Saturday. Not sure whether we'll have time to go for a breakfast on the way. We'll see. But that's where I'm off next week. I'm off to the breakfast club. Not the breakfast club. Regimental rugby at Rochford. I'm looking forward to that. It should be a good day. Unfortunately, Duchess ain't coming because she's going to be looking after the 2 mutts. And then the Sunday, next Sunday, is the regimental gathering at Duxford. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a brilliant day out, as always. The weather's looking good for next weekend at the moment. So, yeah, so that's that. Oh, we got someone in. Rich, hi, good afternoon to you. I want a quick chat about, I'll message you after this. Yeah, I'll message you after this. Then there's another one tomorrow, a breakfast club at Eastleigh, and that's a really friendly one. They're a really nice bunch along there. They have them up at Havant. There's one in Southampton, and then they're across the rest of the country. So if you go on to Armed Forces Veterans Breakfast Club, you'll find them all over the place. There's even one up in Cleethorpes, I believe, just off the Memorial Gardens, just down the road and over to the right. There's a building there that the veterans use. I think I've been there when we were stranded in Grimsby a couple of years ago when we were sailing around the UK. We frequented it. Young Frank, who looks after the Poacher's Bench, the Dennis Watson Memorial Bench, known as the Poacher's Bench in the Memorial Gardens, he took us along to it. So that was a good day. What else are we going to talk about? So, yeah, Armed Forces Breakfast Clubs all over the country. Go onto their website, look for the location. In fact, they're all over the world. So wherever you are, you can pop along to one of the breakfast clubs and meet some veterans. You don't have to be a veteran, but if you are, so much the better. Then what we're going to do. Right, next thing I was going to talk about is VOS. Now, VOS is the Veterans Outreach Support. It's a great facility that we've got here. It's based over in Portsmouth at the Royal Maritime Club, also known as the Home Club. They look after veterans. They lay on lots and lots of stuff for us. We have meetups where we have buns and banter and tea and stickies. They also have a drop-in centre on the first Wednesday of the month where they get all different agencies in that help veterans. So that's an important one that I go to every month on the first Wednesday of the month. But just prior to going over to Portsmouth to see that, I go to another group which is called Buns and Banter, and that's just that's at Lee Hub in Leon-Solent. It used to be the old library, still is a library now, so it's run by volunteers. But they lay on sort of Buns and Banter. They lay us on a bit of food, and there's plenty of tea and coffee on flowing, and it's just a veterans group to meet up and have a chat, which is great. Really friendly bunch. They laid on a few things for us. We went to ceremonial divisions at HMS Sultan back in October last year. That was a good day out. They laid on a trip for us to the Houses of Parliament, where we met up with our local MP, Dame Caroline Dinenage. So, yeah, that's another little group. But the Veterans Outreach Support. Now, what they do is they've got a lot of volunteers. So they've got about 56 volunteers. And they've helped sort of over 2,100 veterans with different stuff. So a veteran that's struggling with their mental well-being, they've got guys that help out with that. Guys that are struggling to find accommodation, struggling to fill in different forms and stuff like that, they help with that. They lay on this drop-in centre at the Home Club, the Royal Maritime Club, once a month. There's another drop-in on the Isle of Wight that they lay on once a month. And the different agencies come in. So you've got from the likes of Veterans UK, Alcoholics Anonymous, SAFA, DUP, all sorts of agencies come in there that are there specifically to help out veterans, which is a really good thing, I think. So what else is going on? Well, next week, the last Thursday of the month, keep this to yourselves, the last Thursday of the month, what they tend to do over to the Crofton, where we meet up for, normally it's biscuits and a chat and coffee and that, but we get bacon and sausage rolls. That's a right royal result. So the breakfast clubs, and yeah, that's what it's all about. It's being a veteran, and it's taking advantage of what's on offer in your local area. As I'm a veteran, I take advantage of this stuff because I can. But there you go. That's what that's all about. They've also got facilities over there. They got rooms and everything. And I used one of their rooms the other day to interview a guy. You know, I'm off on a little bike tour of the Second World War battlefield sites and where the Marquis de Sade were operating down the south in the Vichy region. I'm going to visit some of the places down there. And then I'm off into Spain to look at some of the Peninsular War battlefields. Right. While on the way, I'm going to try and record a couple of episodes of the Everyday Conversations regarding mental health, the mental wellbeing show that I do. So they're going to go up the weeks on the way. And I need to also record a couple of quizzes to do while I'm away. So we'll get all that done before I go away. So we keep the continuity going. So you know it makes sense. Talking of the shows, Everyday Conversations regarding mental health. This coming Thursday, I've got a guest on. And the one we had on last week, just gone, was a great guest. So I do seem to find some pretty good guests. And then the quizzes. I mean, the quizzes are getting better and better and better. Next week's quiz, I've already loaded it up. It's already done. It's going to be military themed. However, said that, they're all general knowledge stuff that people will know about. People will get most of the answers, I'm sure. And the following week is all about sizes. Size matters. So there you go. That's what's going on. That's what's occurring. An update on the Bantam. God, dear, that's breaking me. That is breaking me. The Bantam is doing my head in. I wish I hadn't bothered with it now. So I've had the clutch case off. We've checked it out. It's definitely smooth and all the rest of it. Put some more gasket seal on. Put the cover back on. Tightened it up, and it's still leaking. But I think it's leaking from somewhere different. But it's something I need to check out. Then we went to start it. I originally had a bit of a spark. Put a new battery on it. Now I ain't got a spark. Blooming thing won't start. So hopefully going to get a pal that's a bit up on electrics. He's going to come down. We're going to test the electrics right through the bike. Make sure that we've got it all right. Make sure that when I put the battery on, maybe I've knocked a lead off, which is causing the... We'll see. But the Bantam is doing my head in at the moment. It's breaking me. Oh. What else do we know? Yeah. So that's all of that stuff. That's what's been occurring just recently. Oh, yesterday I was over at HMS Victory in the senior HMS for the Friday lunchtime meat raffle. I didn't win anything. Started off, I thought it was quiet, and then all of a sudden it got busy, and then when they did the meat raffle, I didn't win anything, and I didn't win anything on the football neither. We have a football card where we chip in a pound a team, like 50 teams, and top price is 20 quid, and then you get 2.5. It's got nothing out of that either. Never mind. So that's me. That is I. That's what's occurring. Now I want a little bit of help on this one. Now, you know, next year there's going to be elections. Next May we've got local council elections, and we've got council elections next year, because they do them every other year here, and half of them go forward to get elected, the other half stay elected. So in our area they've changed the boundaries slightly and reduced the number of local councillors. Now I'm toying with the idea of becoming a paper candidate for the Reform UK Party. So at least people will have a choice on the ballot form when they go to put their crosses down to have a Reform UK Party member in this area. Being a paper candidate, you don't have to do an awful lot. You just pay up your entrance fee to go on the ballot paper, and you don't have to canvass or anything like that. It's just a paper exercise. It's just to make the numbers up, as it were. Now, my concern is that people are fairly disgruntled with the current parties. I mean, we're for some bizarre reason, we've had a Conservative-led council for decades in Gosport. The last lot of elections 18 months ago, a year ago, we didn't have them this time, we ended up with a Liberal-led council. Now, I ain't casting any aspersions, but they seem to know how to waste money pretty well on stuff that they shouldn't have been wasting money on. There's some very underhand deals that's been going on that the general populace don't know about. But they only got in to punish the Conservatives. Innit? So, Labour traditionally don't do very well in this area. I think they only had 2 candidates. And they've never really done well. It's just one tiny little enclave in Gosport that voted Labour. Now, at the next election, people are pretty disgruntled with a lot of them, aren't they? And the only real party that will do anything is Reform. But will the mainstream media let them on to talk about their policies and what they do and how they're going to stop the boats, reform the NHS and do all the other good stuff to generate becoming a great country again? Don't know. Time will tell on that one. But I would advise people to seriously have a look at Reform UK, look at their policies, look at what they are pledged to do, and look who's in their party. Look at who is in Reform and look what they've done in the past. That's all I'm saying. Make your own mind up. Well, that's it, I think. I think I've rattled on enough. I do enjoy doing a bit of this, going a bit of live and that, and just having a bit of a chat. Yeah, I ain't got things set up properly to end. But there you go. That's me live, isn't it? I missed out yesterday. I got sidetracked, got busy doing something, and then I forgot about doing a live altogether. So we're sort of failing on that front of going live every day in August, but you can drop a day or so now and then. It's not written in stone, is it? So just to recap then, Armed Forces Breakfast Clubs, great things to go and do. Veterans Outreach Support, brilliant organisation, do an awful lot for the veterans in this area. And yeah, they do look after veterans quite well. So until maybe tomorrow, TTFN, ta-ta for now. Shit.